6 months later, I returned to Malawi at the end of the rainy season. Everything was draped in green, but the beauty of the countryside hid another disaster: famine. For the second year in a row, strange weather patterns had played havoc with the maize, the principal food crop. In many areas, the growth was stunted, and the amount fell far short of the need. Maize had gone from $3 a bag to about $21, an impossible price in a country where a laborer makes only about $30 a month. Starvation weakens the body, lowers disease resistance. If you're HIV positive, it makes everything worse. In the pediatric ward, I was so upset, I had a hard time holding the camera steady. When I visited before, Laveti Malusi's family was on the edge of starvation. No money, no real food. This time I found only the house. I was told she had passed away. Her daughter and 2 of her granddaughters had also died. I went looking for the youth ambassadors, but they weren't to be found. UNICEF had cut their funding, suddenly leaving over 24 schools and over 70,000 students without AIDS instruction. I was told it had something to do with internal politics at UNICEF. In any case, these scenes from the past are no more. The group has been disbanded. I returned to Salima hoping to find good news. Sasso had grown. There was a new computer and a UN volunteer from Denmark who was helping with training and organization. A group from GlaxoSmithKline had just arrived from South Africa. They were interested in giving funds for the home patient outreach program. But Catherine Perry was missing. She had been very ill and was coming from the hospital. We waited. GlaxoSmithKline is a $150 billion drug company. Sasso, a small impoverished organization, could use Glasgow's help and financial resources. But their decision was up in the air. The next move was not known. Today, Glasgow is giving out T-shirts and baseball caps to improve the Sasso spirit. Catherine was brought directly from the hospital.
Good to see you again. So how are you feeling today? Yeah?
We'll start by introducing our names, where we are, who are we. So we start from maybe Africa.
Catherine felt she had to be there, no matter what. Funding is necessary for Sasso to survive.
My colleagues from Sasso. Today is our biggest day in our life. Sasso has never had a T-shirt. And we thank Glasgow for their support. And they are still looking forward for some more support.
Thank you very much for all of you coming. We feel so honored and so privileged. And especially thanks to Catherine. Yesterday, we didn't think she'll be here. And it wouldn't have been the same without her. Firstly, GlaxoSmithKline, one of the biggest medicines companies in the world. Now we are committed. Our main aim is to bring healthcare to more people, especially for us in sub-Saharan Africa.
The t-shirts and hats were well received. Maybe this is the start of a productive relationship and not just a feel-good event. Despite prevention efforts, AIDS continues to spread. Every year there are more deaths. Many feel that AIDS should be treated in Africa as it is in the West, with antiretroviral drugs. Certainly there is a generation worth saving.
Now they have a different way of thinking to say, yes, it has to be done because we have not a real choice. If we don't do it, the country goes towards a disaster.
It's here in the Chiradzulu district that Doctors Without Borders has started distributing AIDS drugs to people in nearby villages. The drugs are simple to take, one of each in the morning and one of each in the evening. The results are dramatic. The ARVs seem to work miracles.
Her immune system is getting up, and so it makes her a little bit sleepy.
Infections vanish. A rash disappeared shortly after starting to take the drugs.
I see the arm is thin. She can eat more if she has more. That would be but only the quantity. The quantity of the.
Last month, this patient's foot was so swollen he couldn't put a shoe on.
He was having so much burning pain before he started the ARVs.
It's better
but
than
now
before.
The burning pain actually somehow down.
Compliance is over 95%, higher than in Western countries. Patients see the difference, and they're determined to get healthy.
We have the first group which have been 6 months under treatment, and except one, all of them have improved their CD4. The level of opportunistic infection they have dropped, they have gained weight, they have started going back working. And I think the best effect, is that now they feel so much more comfortable in speaking about that they are HIV positive, they are under treatment, and they are fine, then they are back in their community. And I think it helped a lot reducing the stigma, which is, I think, one of the best achievements, is like when you put people under treatment, then you are starting really to break the stigma. And physically, they are so well. I mean, if you meet some of the people, you would never realize that they are under treatment or they were really sick, because all the ones we start were really sick.
Will these drugs lift the silence and remove the death sentence? They might. They have in the West. But Malawi and other countries in the region have millions that will need the drugs. The cost is staggering. In the dry season, the baobab loses its leaves to preserve moisture. Within the tree, beneath the tough bark, the baobab's light, foam-like core is filled with water. It can easily outlast a drought.